Okay guys, we will continue the lesson. So the next is stationary points. Yeah, in the previous lesson we have learned that if we have y-axis greater than 0, that means the first differentiation is greater than 0. That means the curve is in increasing state. And if the y-axis less than 0, that means the curve is in decreasing state. Yeah, I hope that you remember the previous lesson. So what happens if the value of y-axis equals to 0? Yeah, that is not y equals to 0, but it's y-axis. Yeah. So what happens if the value of the y-axis equals to 0? The meaning of y-axis equals to 0 is that the curve is not in the state of increasing or decreasing. Yeah, we call this stationary. A stationary point of a function fx is a point where the derivative of fx equals to 0. These points are called stationary because at this point the function is neither increasing nor decreasing. Yeah, so let's take a look at this graph. So I have this fx, the curve of fx like this. Yeah, so the first one is increasing, decreasing, and also increasing, decreasing. Yeah. So at this point A, the curve is stop increasing, right? It will change into decreasing, and the point B, at point B, the curve is stop decreasing. It will start increasing. So this point is called stationary point. As you can see in the diagram above, the curve is stop increasing at point A, and after it passes through the point A, the curve becomes decreasing. And the same thing happens at point B. Point A and point B in this case is called stationary points, or we can say it's extreme points, or we can say as a vertex points. Stationary point at point A is called local maxima or maximum point, and the stationary point at B is called local minima or minimum point. Local maxima happens when the curve changes from increasing to decreasing. Let's take a look at point A. Yeah, so I already told you before that the A is local maxima. It is called local maxima. Why? Because the curve is changing from increasing into decreasing. Yeah, so if you have a curve that is changing from increasing to decreasing, that means the point is local maxima. While local minima happens when the curve changes from decreasing to increasing. Next, as I mentioned before, the stationary point happens when y-axis equals to 0. The first differentiation equals to 0. So to determine the stationary point of a curve, we can follow this step. First, you have to find the first differentiation y-axis, and then you have to find the roots of y-axis. Yeah, the roots means you have to make the y-axis equals to 0, and then find the value of x using algebra. Next, find the value of y to get the coordinates of the point. To get the coordinates of the point, you only have to substitute the value of x you already get from step 2 into the function. Okay, let's take a look at example 1. For example 1, determine the stationary point of curve x squared minus 2x plus 1. Yeah, so this is the curve. We have to find the stationary point. Okay, so to find the stationary points, you have to follow the steps. The first step is to find y-axis. Okay, y-axis equals to the first differentiation of the function. It will be 2x minus 2. And then after that, the second step will be find the roots of y-axis equals to 0. Yeah, so 0 equals to 2x minus 2, and then you have to find the value of x. That means move the 2 to the left side, and then you will get x equals to 1. After you get x equals to 1, you can go through step 3. Step 3 is to find the coordinates. Yeah, to find the coordinates, you only have to put the value of x you already got to the function. So when x equals to 1, that means the value of y is 1 square minus 2 times 1 and then plus 1. So y equals to 0. Yeah, That means the stationary point is 1, 0. Okay, so for example 1, you already have the stationary points, and if you take a look at closely, the stationary point in quadratic function is also a turning point, yeah, the turning point of quadratics, which is you already learned that before using this formula, negative b over 2a, comma b square minus 4ac over negative 4a. Yeah, it will be the same with the stationary point we already got before. Okay, so next is example 2. For example 2, I have this curve. So now we have x to the power of 3, that means a cubic function. Yeah, so the first step to determine the stationary points, we have to find the first differentiation. So for the first differentiation, I will have 3x squared and then plus x and then minus 2. Okay, wait. Okay, I think we can do this. So for number 2, step number 2, we have to make it into 0, equal to 3x squared plus x minus 2. And then after that, we have to find the roots, right? The roots for quadratics means you have to factorize the expressions. If you factorize it, you will have an expression like this, 2, and then 1, and then plus and minus, yeah? So you will have x equals to 2 over 3, and then you will have x equals to negative 1. Okay, and then step 3, we have to find the value of y. So y equals to x cubed plus half x squared minus 2x plus 10. And then when x equals to 1, that means the value of y is 1 plus half minus 2 plus 10. Yeah, so y will be, I will calculate it later. And then the next one is when x equals to 2 over 3, that means the value of y will be 2 over 3 cubed plus half times 2 over 3 square minus 2 times 2 over 3 and then plus 10. Yeah, okay, so the result for the first and the second y is 9.5 and 9.2. Yeah, so I'm using the calculator to find the result because the number is not so good. Yeah, so the stationary points for this one, we have two stationary points. Yeah, the stationary points will be stationary points is not is r 1, 9.5 and also 2 over 3, 9.2. Okay, so for this one we have two stationary points. Yeah, okay, next is inflection point, or in bahasa it's titik belok. Yeah, there is one more type of stationary points besides local maxima and local minima. It is called inflection point. Inflection point are point where the function change concavity. For example, from being concave up to being concave down or vice versa. Yeah, so local maxima and local minima means the change of the increasing or decreasing, but the inflection point meaning the change of the concavity. Yeah, it change from concave up to concave down, or maybe from concave down to concave up. Okay, so this one is the example of a curve that is shaped concave up. Yeah, it will be like this or like this. That means opens up. Yeah, if the function, if the curve is opens up, that means it's concave up. And if the curve is opens down, that means concave down. Okay, and if I combine them, I will have a function that is concave up and also concave down. Ya, jadi satu function itu bisa jadi ada dua concave, ya, bisa concave up, bisa concave down. and the point where the concave is changed, it is called inflection point. As you can see in the diagram, at point A, the curve is changed its concavity from concave up to concave down. Concave up into concave down, yeah. So point A is called inflection point. And we will talk about this inflection point later in the types and nature of stationary point, yeah. Okay, next is the nature of stationary points. As I told you before, there are three types of stationary points, or we can say the nature of stationary points. Yeah, the first one is local maxima or maximum point. The second one is local minima or minimum point, and the third one is inflection point. Yeah, okay, so now we want to determine if the stationary point is local maxima or local minima or inflection point. There are two methods to determine the nature of stationary point. The first one is using increasing and decreasing function. Steps to do to determine the nature is, first you have to find the first differentiation, y-axis, and then the second one you have to find the stationary points. The third one you have to find the interval of x when the curve is increasing or decreasing using a number line. And then number 4, sketch the increasing or decreasing curve above the number line. You have to sketch a little bit. And then number 5, local maxima can be determined if the curve is changed from increasing to decreasing. Local minima can be determined if the curve is changed from decreasing to increasing. And inflection point can be determined if there are no change in increasing or decreasing. Okay, let's take a look at example 1. For example 1, determine the stationary points of curve y equals to x squared minus 2x plus 1 and its nature. Yeah, so we already did these questions in the previous example. I will copy the answer, yeah. Okay, this is what we already did before. We already in step 3, yeah. Step 3 is finding the stationary point, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, finding stationary point is step 2, yeah. So this one is considered as step 2. Okay, step 2 is find the stationary points. Okay, next is step 3. Step 3 is find the interval of x when the curve is increasing or decreasing using line number. Okay, so we only have one value of x. That means there are only one numbers in our number line. Next is to find the sign, right? Whether it is positive or negative for some value of x. Let's say I will test it with x equals to 0, and then I have to test it to y-axis. Yeah, remember you have to test it to the y-axis, not to the y. Okay, so y-axis will be 2 times 0, negative 2, and the y-axis will be negative 2. We don't need the numbers, we don't need the value, we only need the sign. So the y-axis will be negative when x equals to 0. And that means 0 is right here, and this one is negative. When it moves to the other area, it will be positive. Okay, so as I told you before, we have to sketch a little bit in number 4. So for step number 4, we have to sketch whether the curve is increasing or decreasing. Please remember that when the sign is negative, the curve is in decreasing state, and if the sign is positive, that means the curve is in increasing state. Yeah, so this one is decreasing. I will sketch it like this, and then at x equals to 1, it will change the decreasing. Yeah, the decreasing state will be changed into increasing state because after the x equals to 1, the sign is positive. Yeah, negative, positive, decreasing, increasing. Please memorize that. Okay, so with this sketch, we can determine the nature of the stationary point. The stationary point of 1, 0 is called minima, local minima, ya, local minima or minimum point. Yeah, why we can determine it like that? Because the curve is changing from decreasing to increasing. Or we can say its local minima with the position of the apa ya namanya, the point of the changing ya, itu katanya ada di bawah nih, the pointnya ada di bawah. Kalau ada di bawah ya berarti minimum ya, seperti biasa aja, kalau di bawah minimum, kalau di atas berarti maksimum ya. And that is how you find the nature of stationary points. So for example 1, we only have one stationary point and it is called local minima. Next is example 2. Let's take a look at example 2. I will copy the answer first. So for example 2, it's also the same with the previous example. Yeah. So I already copied the answer. We already have the stationary points. We have two stationary points, which is 1,9.5 and 2/3,9.2 ya. So next is we have to find the nature whether it is minimum or maximum, or maybe it's inflection point. Okay, so how to do it? First, you have to draw the number line, and then you have to put the 1 and 2/3 in the number line ya. Oh wait, I did a mistake before. It should be -1 ya. Oh my god, let's calculate it one more time ya. So it should be -1, so it will be -1 and then plus half and then plus 2 and then plus 10 ya. So it will be 12 minus half, 11.5. Okay, so this one is 11.5. Okay. Okay, good. Next is you have to put the x equals to -1 and also x equals to 2/3 into the number line. Next step, test for a value of x. Let's say x equals to 0, and then you have to test it into the first differentiation ya. The first differentiation is 3x square plus x minus 2 ya. So the y-axis is 3x square, what is it, plus x minus 2 So for x equals to 0, the y-axis will be -2, and we don't need the 2, we only need the sign. Okay, so for x equals to 0, it's right here, the value is negative, and then for this one it will be changed into positive, for this one also change into positive. Okay, so now we have to sketch a little bit for the shape of the curve yeah. So for the first one, it's increasing. Since it's positive, it will be increasing, and then for this one is decreasing. After this, it will be increasing again. And as you can see, the first one, the point of -1,11.5, it's in above the curve yeah, so it will be local maxima. And for the point of 2/3,9.2, it's in the bottom of the curve yeah, so it will be local minimum. Okay, there you go. That is how you find the nature of cubic function. Next is example 3. Let's try the inflection point yeah. So for example 3, we also have x cubed plus 5 and find its nature yeah. So first you have to follow the step. You have to find the y-axis. Y-axis equals to 3x squared, and then the second step will be find the roots. 3x squared equals to 0, so x will be 0 divided by 3, and then x equals to square root of 0 divided by 3, x equals to 0 yeah. Okay, so for number 3, but please don't forget that when you have x squared, that means you have two zeros right here. Okay, so x equals to 0 and then x equals to 0. This is important when you do the number line later. Next is number 3. For number 3, we have to find the stationary points. Oh no, it's still number 2, yeah. We have to find the stationary point. So we will try to put the x equals to 0 into the y. So we will get the coordinates 0 to the power of 3 plus 5, y equals to 5. That means we have the stationary points. The stationary point is only one, yeah, 0, 5. Okay, and next is the nature. And the nature, to find the nature, you have to draw a number line. So we only have x equals to 0 right here. We will have to test for x equals to some numbers. Yeah, just take 1. For 1, the y-axis will be 3x square, yeah, 3x square. So the y-axis will be equals to 3, and 3 means positive. So for x equals to 1, the value of y-axis is positive. 1 is right here, the value is positive. When you move to the other area, it will be still positive. Why? Because we have x equals to 0 twice, yeah, 2 times. We have double x equals to 0. I already said that if you have double numbers in your number line, the sign will not be changed. Or if you cannot understand that, you can test one more time for x equals to -1, and the result will be also positive. Yeah. Okay, so we have positive area for both sides. Yeah, that means there are no changes in increasing or decreasing. And that also means the nature of this stationary point is an inflection point. Is an inflection point. Karena nggak ada perubahan tanda ya. Kalau tadi yang negatif positif, itu berarti ada perubahan tanda. Oh ya, we haven't sketch the graph ya. So for the graph it will be increasing, and then after passing this point it will be still increasing ya. Jadi dia tuh nggak berubah guys, nggak berubah jadi decreasing. Nah ini yang namanya inflection point ya. Okay, next is the second method ya. The second method is using the second differentiation. Steps to do from number 1 until 3. From step number 1 until 3, I think from step number 1 and 2, I think it's the same. For number 3, find the second differentiation. For number 4, find the value of y double accent, or maybe you can say that find the value of the second differentiation for each value of x that you already got in step number 2. And then number 5, if the y double accent less than 0, if the value is less than 0, that means the nature is local maxima. If the value is greater than 0, that means the nature is local minima. If the value is equals to 0, that means the nature is an inflection point. Okay, let's do one more time example 1 using the second method ya. I will copy the answer first. Okay, so at this moment we already have the stationary points. We only have one stationary points, but now we don't want to draw a number line. We want to find the y double accent ya. Y double accent equals to from this one, 2x minus 2, you can differentiate the 2x minus 2, it will be 2 ya. The result is 2. And then as you can see, we don't have variables of x right here ya, so we cannot put the x into the y double accent, and that means the value of the y double accent will be a constant, which is 2, and we already know that 2 is greater than 0, and that means y double accent greater than 0. Greater than 0 means local minima, so the points 1, 0 is local minima. Okay, next is example 2. I will copy the answer first. So for example 2, we have two stationary points yeah. So the next step will be y double accent. Let's try to find the second differentiation. It will be 6x plus 1, yeah, 6x plus 1. And then I will calculate the value of the y double accent when the x equals to -1 and also x equals to 2 over 3, yeah. So when x equals to -1, that means the y double accent will be -6 times -1, -6 plus 1, it will be -5. And then when x equals to 2 over 3, the value of y double accent will be 6 times 2 over 3 plus 1, and the result will be 5, yeah. For the first one, we have the value of -5, and we already know that -5 is less than 0. That means y double accent less than 0. Less than 0 means local maxima. And for the second one, the value of y double accent equals to 5. 5 means greater than 0. Greater than 0 means local minima. There we go. That means this point, -1,11.5, is a local maxima. And the next one, 2 over 3,9.2, is a local minima. Okay, and then the last one we already have the y-accent. Y-accent equals to 3x squared, and then we also have the stationary points before. The stationary point is how much? 0,5, yeah. Okay, and then the next step will be y double accent equals to 6x, and then I can calculate the value of y double accent when x equals to 0, yeah. When x equals to 0, the value of y double accent will be 6 times 0, and y double accent will be equals to 0. And we already know that when we have y double accent equals to 0, that means it's inflection point. Okay guys, I think that's it for today. Thank you for listening. We'll meet again in my next video. Bye.